Hello guys, Rollabout1 here coming at you with a new Yu-Gi-Oh video, and in today's Yu-Gi-Oh video, we're going to be talking about the top 5 best cards to get in Power of the Elements. Now, these can be the best cards for a multitude of reasons. It can be because of money value, where you can sell them and get a ton of cash back. This can be for effects, this can be for down the line, this can be for specific archetypes, this can be for a lot of different things. But I've narrowed it down to the top 5 best cards overall in the set for you to get for all these different reasons. And I hope you do enjoy the video, guys, because I did put quite a bit of thought into what the best cards are and what reasons why they're the best cards. So I hope you do enjoy this video, and I hope you get some ideas of maybe what you want to pick up, maybe what you want to get for yourself, maybe what you want to put to your decks from Power of the Elements. I hope you get some ideas, and I hope this is a very informative video for you. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and begin this video and start talking about the top 5 cards. So at number 5 we have Sprite Blue. Sprites are an insane archetype in this set, and definitely one of the decks that are going to power creep the entire meta. And Sprite Blue is one of its starters. If you have a level 2 and Sprite Blue in your hand, you're pretty much going full combo, making Toad, making an IP, making a monster negate, making all of this different stuff to enable you to stop your opponent from playing the game and winning the game. And why would you get Sprite Blue? Because Sprite Blue is literally the starter card and also the most expensive card in the set. This card is valuing around 60 to 70 pounds right now, and if you get it, you can get it for your Sprite deck to play one of the best decks in the meta if you want to be a Sprite player, or you could just sell it. You could make your entire box back, keep all the rest of the cards you got, and be really happy. Like, honestly, this card is one of the best cards to pick up. If you can get them cheap, get them, maybe shift them, maybe build Sprite, that's up to you, but this is definitely one of the best cards in the set, and is the 5th best card in my personal opinion to get. Number 4, the 4th best card in this set, in my personal opinion, is Kurikara, Divine Carnation. Now, this card is really interesting for a lot of reasons. This card is a semi-Nibiru card that literally has very interesting effect, where if your opponent activates monster effects, if they've used all of their monster effects on the board, you contribute monsters your opponent controls who have activated their effect and special summon this card from your hand. This is not an activated effect, this is just a I summon this and your opponent can't do anything about it. It's kind of like a kaiju, where if your opponent has activated, say, their Baroness, their Omni Negates, their monsters that just don't really do anything, you just tribute them all, you put this on the board, and it gains 1500 attack for each monster tributed. So really good, right? Like, you can just go ahead and tribute an opponent's entire board if you've baited all of their negates and you have this as the last card in your hand. Now, I don't think this is a really insane card right now, because obviously we go in the Sprite format where you use Toad, you use tributing effects to negate, so you're not really going to have a lot of monsters on the board. But I think down the road, this card could be a really insane card. It is really cheap right now, going for about 10 to 12 pounds from what I remember seeing, and being so cheap, I really don't see a point not to pick up this card, and is definitely the 4th best card to get in this set. Like, literally a card that can just potentially tribute an opponent's entire board, and also has an added effect of during your end phase, you can just go ahead and target a monster in an opponent's graveyard and special summon it. That's just really strong. Like, imagine you tributed a Baroness, you steal their Baroness. Like, that's just really good. Oh, you're up against, I don't know, Branded or Tearlaments. Oh, they have a Dragostopelio that you tributed, just take the Dragostopelio. Like, this card is really strong and really good, and could potentially be one of the best cards going forward as just a board breaking card. So card is really strong, card is really good, and can also attack for game. So that's number 4. Number 3, though, we have Ultimate Slayer. Now, Ultimate Slayer, in my personal opinion, isn't an amazing card. I think it's decent, and I think it does have its uses, but it's very good in cash-wise right now as well, and could be very good down the line. So what does it do? What this card does is you can send one monster from your extra deck to the graveyard and target one monster your opponent controls with the same type that you sent to the graveyard, and then shuffle it into the deck. Now, this card is really good for a couple of reasons outside of that as well. One, your opponent can't respond to this card. So if your opponent has monsters, they can't respond with their monster effects. They can still respond with spell and traps, I should have said that, but they can't respond with monsters. So if they have an Omni Negate monster, they can't respond to this card. 2, if you're targeting, say, a fusion monster, You could be sending like Elder Entity Unts to go ahead and destroy stuff. You could be going ahead and sending a Link monster to the graveyard to go ahead and get a free draw with the Tri-Brigade Link monster. Like, this card can send extra deck monsters to the graveyard and gain their effects as well, which is actually really decent there too. And free, it actually shuffles the monster into the deck, so it's not like it's going to the graveyard and can trigger into the graveyard. It means that it won't be able to trigger any effect if it leaves the board. So if you target something like, I don't know, in Heroes, Absolute Zero, for instance, then you can go ahead and shuffle it away and it won't Raigeki the board. So this card is actually really decent down the line in my opinion, but right now just not really great for my eyes, because I'd like, you look at Sprite that can just stop you from targeting their cards with like Elf, so you can't target the Toad. You can't do anything to that Toad, so I feel like it's a bit weak, but nonetheless this is a really good card going on down the line and can be a very decent card overall if you do choose to play it. So it's really decent. It works best in decks that don't need an extra deck, so you have access to target all extra deck monsters, but right now I don't think it's amazing, but down the line it could be really, really cool. And also, if you just wanted to get it to sell it, the card is averaging around 55 to 65 pounds as well, so you can easily pick them up, shift them, and be happy there as well. So card is great, card is a good pickup, and could be very good down the line as well if you choose to keep it. But yeah, that's number 3. Let's go on to number 2. And number 2, I have Tearlament Kikalos. Now, this card, in my opinion, this is insane. Now, Tearlament overall is an insane archetype, and this card is nothing to scoff at because it is the main monster in the deck. But the reason why I think that this is literally the second best card in the entire set is because you can use this in more than just Tearlaments, technically. You can use this card in stuff like Lightsworn or mill decks overall, because you could literally just go Instant Fusion, summon this, send a Tearlament from your deck to graveyard, most likely the level 2 one, I think it's Meru, and then you can use this card's effect to go ahead and send it to the graveyard, summon Meru, and then mill 8 cards. So this card is not only great in Tearlaments because it can go ahead and get you any Tearlament card, but this card is also great in mill strategies as well with Instant Fusion, because you can summon it, send Meru, summon it back, and then just mill 8 cards, because when this card is sent to graveyard by card effect, it mills 5 cards, and Meru goes ahead and mills 3 more when it's normal or special summoned. So in all honesty, I think this is one of the best cards to actually get in this set, just overall, because you can use it in other decks like Lightsworn or mill strategies or anything along those lines if you have Instant Fusion, and it's also one of the key cards to use in Tearlaments. So this card is not only really great in some other archetypes that you choose to mill cards, but it's great in Tearlaments because it's literally an insane card. It allows you to set up the entire Tearlament and get you a negate. It can get you a Book of Moon. Like, it has a lot of utility, and it has really, really good, and the fact that it just mills 5 is great. And if you can send it to the graveyard non-cost, then you also get that added effect of milling 5 from the extra deck. So like if you play maybe Nadir's Servant, for instance, you can go ahead and mill 5. So you have that little added bonus there too, which is really nice. And you can also use it as a Reaper target for Tearlaments too. So if you get one, you could use it. And also I believe this card is like ranging from maybe like 10 to 15 pounds as well. So if you wanted a bit of cash to shift it off, you can also do that too. And finally, the number 1 best card in this entire set, in my personal opinion, is Garuda, Wings of Resonant Life. Now, this card is the best card in this set for one specific reason. It's not because of its effect, it's not because you can send it to graveyard and draw a card, it's because this card is the best super poly target ever made. This card literally says it needs 2 monsters with the same type and attribute but different names. This card can out so many different boards in the game. This card can out so many different decks in the game. This card literally says Super Poly can go into every deck and out literally some of the biggest boss monsters in the game if they share a type with another thing in the deck. Like, honestly, this card is insane. I can't believe Konami made this the way they did, and the only real issue with this card, in my opinion, is it's not a wind. If this card was a wind, we could fusion away the wind barrier statue and then just be like, yeah, we get rid of wind barrier statue, we can get around Flunderies with Super Poly, which is just really, really strong. But yeah, this is one of the best cards in the set. This is the best card to get in the set, in my personal opinion. I think everybody should get at least one of this card, which is why I put it at number 1. Like, a lot of these other cards, yes, their potential to be used, yes, their potential to be sold, but this card, I think everybody should own one of, so that's why it is the best card in the entire set, in my opinion. But guys, what do you personally think? Do you think Garuda, the monster that actually can just double battle damage that involves an opponent, that your opponent takes, it's good. It can send to the graveyard and draw a card. Do you think this is the best card in the set? Do you think everybody should have this card? Or do you think that the Sprite Blue is the best card in the set? Do you think Ultimate Slayer is better than I make it out to be? Do you think Tearlament's Kakaos is probably not number 2? Like, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions, because this is just what I think is the top 5 best cards in the set for either money reasons, usability, future assessment, and just in general decks that you can use it in. And I just want to hear your thoughts and opinions about this, guys. So I hope you did enjoy. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on this list in the comment section below. And yeah, guys, this is the top 5 best cards in Power of the Elements in my opinion. Tell me what you think are the best 5 in the comment section below. And also, guys, maybe you should try and pick them up at your locals, especially seeing as the sneak peek is over now, or maybe pick them up online if you can get them cheap. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Robot1, signing out. Later all.